how I came to India and my experience in India. I will never ever tell you that my experience in India has been rosy. Right from the time I stepped into India, from that day, it wasn't rosy. I must tell you. I don't even know where to start the story from, but it was not rosy. See, guys, I just want to tell the youths out there, if you're making plans, if you're making plans, make backup plans. If you're making plans, make plans with wisdom. You know, many of us have the desire to travel outside the country, or many of us have the desire to start our own companies, and we see others that are doing it and we be like, oh wow, I think I can do it. Desire is there, the passion is there, we want to do it. Okay, and when we look at the learning process, oh, you have to learn how to do this, you have to learn this topic, you have to go for this class, you have to when we think of the learning phase, that we have to learn something, we have to seek knowledge. We feel like, oh, I can skip the knowledge part. Let's get there first. When we get there, we start, learning the things that we need to learn. That is a very poor and bad method to go about life. So to all the youths out there, if you have a desire to do something, you have a passion for something, God is leading you to do something, to fulfill a particular purpose, do not just jump into that purpose. Do not just jump into it immediately. Make sure you take your time to seek knowledge on that particular thing. Okay, that particular idea, that concept. Seek knowledge. Read books. Listen to people's stories. Because if you just jump into it without being prepared, it's going to cause harm, more harm than good for you. So it's better to be prepared. Be prepared. Whenever you have a desire or a passion to do something, always be prepared. Now, when I was coming to India, before I came into India, in Nigeria, I was just searching online for scholarships. I searched everywhere, I applied everywhere, but there was this particular scholarship organization that I came across in India. So I applied. I told them I was interested in my master's, and all those things. And yes, they gave me all the information I need, although they said I had to make some payments and all those things, which I did. Okay, I'm just going to make everything short. So maybe in the next sessions that we'll be having, I'll be breaking them down little by little. Anyways, so after doing all those things, they sent me pictures of how the university looked like and all those things. I said, wow, okay, this looks good. Okay, I was still trying to convince my parents, in the background, behind the scenes, that this is the university I'm going to. I found an opportunity in India. They're offering scholarship, this, that. I tried to motivate my parents, like, it's a good opportunity, you understand? And I was really interested. The problem was that I was only focused on, going there. I was not prepared on going there. Even the offer letter which they gave me, I don't even think I thoroughly read it until I got to the airport. Oh my God. Anyways, that was what happened. So after I did all that, I prepared for the traveling, documents. That one too was a lot of struggle. Traveling to India, preparing for my travel to India was a lot of struggle. Thank God for my parents, thank God for my family. I almost gave up when my visa would come out, when my NDLA certificate would come out. It was a lot of struggle. I don't know if anybody experienced the struggle I did. I experienced when I was about to travel outside. Anyways, when I came to India, the airport was nice, everywhere was nice, everything was looking fancy and everything. But unknown to me, the university which they, chose for me was actually, in a rural community. You understand? And as we got closer and closer, to the location, it's like my expectations were just cut short. Like I began to wonder, is this a dream? Is this actually what I came for? There must be a mix up somewhere. Anyways, when I got to the university, I saw some international students, Nigerians and others. I began to accept reality. Wow, okay, because it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't a top notch, top notch this experience they offered me that I saw. It was a different thing. On getting there, also, I did not learn about the rupees to naira exchange rates. I did not learn anything. I did not know anything. I was like a novice. And it's something that really affected me, because when I got there, even whenever I had to discuss tuition fees with my family and everything, I didn't. Whenever I discussed with them, it's like the money was always more than we planned for. because we never planned, we never prepared for the, exchange rate fluctuations and all those things. So sometimes whenever I even want to, ask them for, some money, like, oh, right now I don't have anything on me, this, that, you understand? They try their best. Of course, they try their best. You understand? But within me, I felt like I'm old enough to, do something for myself. I'm old enough to, you know, help my parents, relieve them of some burdens. You understand? So that's how I began to think of what to do. And another thing that I did not prepare for, another information I missed, was that I discovered that India, coming on a student visa, coming on a student visa to India, there's no job opportunity. Hi, Renee. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome. Sorry. I was so carried away. I didn't see you. Welcome. Yes. So, yes, like as I was saying, I was not prepared. Okay, I was not prepared in that aspect. You understand? In the European countries, you see that people, in the European countries, they have, availability of, some sort of job, maybe a part-time job, on campus and all those things, or outside. There are rules and regulations for, people, students who would be willing to study, in their locations, to have some sort of job, something to do. But I discovered that in India, if you're on a student visa, you are not allowed. It's illegal for you to work. Okay, so that was something that I did not know. That was something I did not know. I had to learn that when I got to India. So that's why I'm telling you guys that you need to fuel your desire with knowledge. Fuel your desire with knowledge. Okay, if you have a desire, don't just jump into it, executing that desire. Make sure you build your knowledge on it. Build your knowledge on it. Now, as I began to think of how, to, cater for myself. I didn't want to put my family into, a position where, they'll start worrying about me. Okay, I had my hands, I have my legs. If I wasn't going to get a legal job, I would look for other means. You understand? Now, that this is something that I'm telling you guys, especially the youths out there. Okay, you do not have to do things, things that are going to be detrimental to your physical health, to your mental health. You do not have to do those things to make money, to make ends meet. No matter how the struggles and hardships of life will hit you, okay, there are still other ways you can be able to survive. Now, I thought of, doing some things because, thank God my dad taught me, in our family, we love to bake. Okay. So sometimes, and it was my dad that introduced us, my dad and my mom, they introduced my siblings and I into, those hobbies, baking hobbies. So sometimes we bake some chin chin, sometimes we bake cakes, you understand? So I thought of that. Okay, I said, okay, let me start with this. Okay, so I started, chin chin. I started learning, how to make chin chin. I had to go online to learn how to make chin chin, and I started thinking of how to distribute it in my community. You understand, in amongst the students, the international students around me, just to start a little business of my own, just within the community I was in. That one too was another. It was another struggle also because starting a business has its own hurdles you need to cross. Yeah. So, anyways, little by little, I was getting some things to do, but at that time, I came to India in 2019. So by 2020, Corona interfered. The coronavirus and pandemic interfered. The business was not really moving as I. Then I started during that time. I started planning on something else, but I was not in a good state of mind. I was not in a good state of mind. Like, I'm going to be sincere with you guys, I wasn't, because I started blaming myself. I started regretting, why I came here in the first place. How did I miss all the signs? Why was I not prepared? It was that corona pandemic time. It was not easy. I'm just grateful to God for the support system that I had. If the internet, if I did not, and there was also a fellowship in my in my university. In that university, there was a fellowship, a Christian fellowship. Okay, so that's another thing I'm going to talk about. Having a good support system in during the times of struggles and hardships. It's a wonderful thing. It helps a lot. Having a good support system helps a lot. Emotional and mental stability. Anyways, so if not for the fellowship, that I joined, that was there, the friends that I met, wonderful, wonderful people. Renee is one of them. Yes, Nigel is also one of them. I met so many wonderful people. Esther, Ifwa, Pero Bong. I'm going to talk about Pero Bong in another. I'm sure in another session I'm going to talk about Pero Bong. Many people would want to listen to that angle. Okay, no worries. I'm not going to talk about that. Let me just pause there. Anyways, so yeah, so thank God for the support system that I had. Friends who would encourage me, people who I would worship God with, dance with, have fun with. Yeah, but still deep down I was still worried. I was still thinking how I was going to survive India. So it's after the corona pandemic, and I think even during the corona pandemic I started making hair, and I started hairstyling. Yeah, I started hairstyling for my fellow Africans, international students who were there. And after the pandemic I decided to expand to other places as well. People studying in other universities. So gradually it started picking up. But hairstyling is not easy, especially if you're a mobile hairstyler. Moving from one place to another to do hairstyling, it is not easy. It is not. That when I faced a lot of struggles, also a lot of hardships. But you need to have something to do. When I'm also the kind of person that I don't like to just be idle. You understand? I love to have something to do. It helps my mental stability, having something to do. If I'm idle, it's not good for me. I don't know about any other person, but it's not good for me. So in as much as the financial aspect was there, I also needed to do something. Okay, yeah, so I was doing that on the side, doing my studies as well on the side, and it was a lot. Okay, so I struggled a lot, and I continued with hairstyling, and I even had to put off baking because of the stress of combining both. You understand? So I only did baking, maybe for leisure, or if someone close, or even if my fellowship asked for it. Anyways, so that was how it happened until I was done with my masters. And when many people would message me, they would say, "Oh, you're enjoying, oh, you're doing this, oh, you're doing that." I just laugh, I just smile, I just be like, "Wow, I wish you guys can know how international students are coping in outside the country. It depends on the country that you're in. You understand? Even if you find yourself in Europe, you understand, you still have to, work for yourself. Even if you find yourself in Europe, you still have to work for yourself. You understand? The job will not come to you automatically. You understand? You have to put yourself out there. You have to let people know about your skills. You understand? Do you understand? So there's nowhere on this earth that is easy. You understand? You have to be hardworking. You have to be smart. You understand? You have to strategize. You have to plan. And that's why I started from the beginning, to those out there, to my fellow youths out there, as you have that desire, you want to impact the world, you want to contribute your own part to the society. Yes, the desire is good, the passion is great, but you need to fuel that desire with knowledge. Be prepared. Be prepared. Don't say that, until I get there, let me get there first. Then I can begin to build the knowledge on. No, don't wait till then. Prepare yourself now. You understand? And that's one powerful thing that I learned when it comes to waiting. When people talk about the waiting period, yes, it can be excruciatingly, discomforting. It can be frustrating, waiting, when you're praying to God and it's like God is not listening to you. You're praying to God and it's like there's no answer, like God is quiet on you, and begin to wonder, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? You understand? One good thing about waiting is that it's a great time for you to prepare yourself. Prepare yourself during your waiting period. Prepare for the answer you are waiting on God to receive. Prepare for it. Don't just lie on your bed and be crying. That was what I did many nights. Many nights I would lie on my bed and cry and be like, God, are you not listening to me? Are you not listening to me? I need your help. I need this. You understand? That was what I was doing in Nigeria before I left Nigeria. You understand? I want to move, forward. I feel like I'm being stuck in Nigeria. It's not helping me. I was just focused on God answering me, focused on God answering me, and not on building myself on the knowledge, not on preparing myself. I was not focused on preparing myself at all. So please, guys, If you are out there, I will still repeat myself. If you have the desire, you have the passion, you have goals you want to achieve. Yes, they are wonderful. Okay, but prepare, build yourself. Even though the God tells us in His Word. God tells us in His Word that we should study to show ourselves approved. God has already given us all the things all the answers that we need in His Word. But many a times we are always focused. We are so focused on that answer. We want to receive that revelation, that sign, from God. Yes, my daughter, go. Oh, guys, there's so many things in my mind, in my head that I want to share with you, but I do not want to take so much of your time. Okay, I'm setting this event every Saturday for 1 hour, and I hope to stick with that. Okay. So please, if you have questions, if you have, questions that are bugging your mind, if you have thoughts that you've been, bottling up for years, and you're seeking answers to those thoughts, you need counseling on those thoughts, please use this platform. Okay, use this platform, send your questions, let's discuss it, let's share the burden together. Okay, that's what this platform is about. Share what's on your mind. Okay, yes. So I just want to quickly talk about some tips on how to cope during struggles and hardships. How to cope during struggles and hardship, guys. Struggles and hardships, like I said, it's something that is something that we cannot avoid. It can be financial struggles, it can be spiritual struggles, it can be physical struggles, it can be mental struggles. We will surely encounter this sort of struggles at some point in our lives. But you can triumph, you can thrive. Okay, you can come out of it and you can share your story. You understand, like how I shared mine right now. The story I shared with you, I summarized it. I'm still going to explain bit by bit, as time goes on, as our sessions go on. Okay, but I just had to summarize it. So now, one wonderful tip I would love to share with you: when you are experiencing struggles and hardships, when things looks like there is no progress, in your life, or you're not receiving what you need, you are in the waiting period, the money you are praying for is not coming, the job is not coming. During those times, do not forget to seek God. Okay, seek God every day. Tell God every day about your feelings. Even if you are angry, tell God. Okay, talk to God about your feelings. Talk to God about what's going on on your mind. Okay, God is the ever listening, counselor. He's the best counselor of all time. Pray and listen to God. Okay, see God in every situation of your life. You understand? And the word of God says that we should pray. As we pray, He gives us peace that transcends all understanding. You understand? As we seek His face, the peace that transcends all understanding grants unto us. All right. So please do not forget to always seek God in your struggles, in your hardships. Pray. He's the Jehovah Jireh, God the provider. Okay. He's the Jehovah Shalom. He's ever present. His name is omnipresent. He is there. Talk to Him. You might not hear anything. You understand? You might not hear any sound or any sign. You cannot see any sign. Keep praying. Keep seeking God. Okay, He is with you. Now, another thing, okay, that would help you through struggles and hardships is having a good support system. Talk to your family members. Okay, discuss with them about your plans. Okay, that's what I love. I love to do with my family. I tell them, oh, I'm planning this. Oh, I'm thinking of this. They support me in the way they can. Okay, they pray for me. The prayers my parents give me every day. I'm always grateful to God for my parents. I'm grateful to God for my siblings. The support they give me, even just checking up on me. Oh, how are you today? Are you fine? It it helps a lot. Having a good supportive system, it's very, very, very helpful for your emotional and mental stability. Okay, don't isolate. Whenever we are facing struggles and hardships, some of us tend to isolate ourselves. Maybe due to past experiences, we tell ourselves, oh, I've already, in the past, I told this person, in the past, I told this person, they did not listen to me, they did not even do anything to help me. Why should I tell them again this time? Let me just carry my own burden. No, okay? You can tell them again, especially your family members. I will always tell anyone I come across, no matter how they have not supported you in the past. Tell them again. If something is going on with you, always inform them. This is what is going on with me. I just want to inform you. Please help me. Please support me. This is what is happening with me. Let them know. Let your family members know. Even if there will be no support at that moment, or the support might come later, inform them. Let them be aware. That's why they're your family. Okay? Now, Also, I will always suggest that you surround yourself with good friends who have positive mindsets. Good friends who have positive mindsets, who can influence you positively. Surround yourself with good friends. That's another great support system. Having good friends is like having a second family. Okay, now you can join a church group, you can join a youth, a Christian youth group. Just make sure that the circle you keep is full of positive thinking people. It's full of people who can emotionally support you. You understand? Okay, so having a good peer group, a positive peer group, really really helps. Really really helps. So if you have a fellowship that is calling on you every day, checking up on you every day, you have that friend that is always asking you, oh, how are you today? You look green, you look unkept. Oh, is there anything I can do to help you? You have someone that is always coming to you, or someone who is always interested in your well-being, in your spiritual growth, in your finances. Listen. Always pay attention to them. Okay, I'm just trying to check my network connection. Okay, always pay attention to them. Let them know your struggles. Okay, let them know your struggles. You can also discuss your struggles and hardships with the church. Okay, if you are involved in the church, and which you must be involved in the church. Okay, the church can be a great support system. The church can be a great support system. So always, okay, involve the church in your struggles and hardships. Talk to your pastors, talk to your youth pastors, talk to your team leaders. Okay, let them know that, oh, something is going on with me. Okay, I'm struggling in this aspect spiritually. Don't be shy. Okay, if it's about your physical health, don't be shy. Seek help. Seek help. Okay, seek help. Another thing that I would recommend for you, in order to thrive through struggles and hardships. Okay, sorry guys. Another thing that I would recommend, okay, is that you build yourself with inspirational messages. Okay, I love to always remind myself about Apostle Joshua Selman. During his messages, sometimes he reminds people how he started. You understand? During his messages, sometimes he reminds his sermons, he reminds people of how he started. The Apostle Joshua Selman that we see today is not the Apostle Joshua Selman of 20 years ago or 30 years ago. He can explain sometimes, like, I struggled spiritually, I struggled financially. Yeah, there are so many of his messages that where he explains his life story, and it's inspiring, guys. It's inspiring. So you listen to people who have faced such hurdles in life. Listen to them, be motivated. That the EA Adeboye, of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, in almost all his sermons, he reminds people of how he started. He reminds people of the struggles that he faces in family, in the ministry, in so guys, you can listen to such messages to uplift your spirit, to build your resilience. Okay, because resilience matters during the times of struggles and hardships. Resilience matters. So each day, whatever struggle that comes, you take it in, you accept the struggle, and you tell yourself, yes, I know that this is happening right now, but it is temporary. I can overcome it. It is temporary. I can overcome it. It's not the end of the world for me. Just because I'm experiencing this hardship, it's not the end of the world for me. I can overcome it. Okay, you need to have a bank of verses, Bible verses that you can always look up. You can even memorize them. Okay, you can memorize them whenever those intrusive thoughts come. Oh, how will you survive? Oh, you don't have food to eat today. Oh, how are you going to get out of this situation? You begin to speak, those verses into your life. Speak those verses into your situation. Do you understand, guys? Yes. So having a resilient mind can help you to overcome struggles and hardships. You understand? That's something that I really, really, I'm always inspired whenever I read the story of Joseph in the Bible. I wish there was we can do a documentary, with him, just to hear how he coped in the prison, how he was able to survive in those hard times. Whenever I read the Bible about Joseph, I just wonder, wow. But one thing that I know he knew was that he had God. He believed in God. He depended on God. He knew the future God had for him. He knew. So that's something you can also build yourself on. You know, the struggles and hardships of life of today does not define how your future can be. You alone can make the decisions to shape your future. No matter the purpose God has for you, see, let me tell you, no matter the purpose God has for your life, if you say no, if you make a decision that carries no, I'm not doing it, no, I give up, that purpose will not be fulfilled. See, you know, whenever they talk about prophecies, oh, God has a prophecy over your life. God has a prophecy over your life. And many people wonder that how is it that God has a prophecy over my life? God, this is a good prophecy, you know, over my life. You know, this prophet has given me a prophecy, this, that. And yet it feels like that prophecy is not being fulfilled. Sometimes it can be because of the decisions we make. You know, whenever people are faced with struggles and hardships, they do not have a strong threshold, you know, to be able to take it in and to learn from that struggle, you know, and to equip themselves and to thrive, you know, build a mindset that they would thrive through that struggle. You understand? So they just take it in, they become depressed, they isolate themselves, you know, and the devil ends up, you know, the devil comes into the situation and it begins to raise a tasketa in your life. So please be careful, okay? Be careful. Struggles and hardships, everyone faces it. I pray, what I'm praying to God for is that on this platform, you know, this platform, the What's on Your Mind platform, will attract, you know, men and women, you know, philanthropists, charitable organizations, those who will be ready to, you know, help and support people financially, materially, you know, and otherwise. And also, you know, mental health experts also should be here, you know, counselors, you know, seasoned, experienced counselors should be here. You know, I pray that this platform will draw and attract people like that. Okay, it's something that is still in the beginning phase, which I know, you know, I'm trusting God that God will take us, you know, to that level. I know that God will take us to that level. But if you are out there, okay, you are not alone. I just want to conclude with that. If you are out there, you are not alone. If you're struggling, if you're facing any sort of hardship, you are not alone. And if you are in the wrong circle of friends, you need to leave that circle because it's not going to help you in the struggles and hardships of life. Bad influence, negative influence, it only causes more harm. Okay, it incurs more loss for you. All right, so if you are in the wrong circle, you need to leave that circle. Okay, and also work on building resilience. Build a resilient mind. I mean, okay, build a resilient mind. Okay, always prepare your mind that no matter what comes, okay, this is how I'm going to face it. No matter what comes, this is how I'm going to face it. Do you understand, guys? Right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this live feed. Thank you